Hey YouTube, this is Sensation reporting in for another review. Today we're going to review two new locomotives that are on the layout. They are both Rapido, and they happen to be the Alco RS-11 from Rapido Trains Inc. And here they are. Now, I must say, these were something that I didn't think I was ever going to purchase in my lifetime. But I did anyway. So, as you can tell, I've already got them out of the box, and we don't really need to go over what's in the box. As most of you probably already know, this is kind of a late review coming. But in the box, you get a subscription order form for Railfan and Railroad, TRP, Passenger Train Journal, Model Railroad News, Model Railroad Craftsman Magazine. And then, you return it to White River Productions. So that's that. You also get a exploded diagram of the RS-11 DL701, which is the SP model. So you get all the parts and everything of the locomotive. That's always important to have. Then you also get the operating manual, which is the 1800 horsepower road switcher model RS-11, and it's an Alco, and really kind of nice to see. And Rapido does put a few Easter eggs in here. They like to be kind of funny, so they have a sense of humor, which is nice, which is really funny. Obviously, we have some of the standard functions, which I'll go ahead and go over. We have F0. Let me actually do that real quick. Okay, so now that I got the lights on, here are the 20 top function lists. There's the F0, which is headlight, F1, which is bell. I'll go ahead and play the bell if I can. F2 is horn. Now on 2905, I did change the horn to something else because I wanted it to be different. So here is the horn on 2905. F3, which is flanged wheel, so while it's moving, it'll actually squeal. F4 is the dynamic brake. F5 is the Doppler horn. Kind of a cool feature, actually a really cool feature. I do like that. F7 obviously dims the headlight. As you can tell, right, dim down. So kind of cool. F8 is startup, mute, and shutdown. F9 is the full throttle. F10 is the brake. F11, which is the classification lights, which are these green lights up top here, which are very well illuminated. They also are directional, so when you put the locomotive in forward or reverse, they change to the back side as well. And if you look at the reflection in the box, you'll notice that there is a red light on, which just so happens to be function 17, which is the emergency light. F12, which is switching mode, which allows the headlight to stay on both sides. F13, like I said, is a gyro light, which is equipped, which is the one that's flashing right here. F16 is a steam generator. F17 is the emergency light. That's the big red light on the top of the locomotive. F18 is the ground light. As you can tell, we do have a ground light right here. And we also have a ground light, I think, on this side. I think, let me turn that one on. Okay. I think it's there. It's just it's very dim on this side, so that's the thing. F19 is the number boards. However, they do come on automatically when you put the locomotive on track power, and F20 is the spitter valve. Which the locomotive has to be running in order to play. So the break-in period for these locomotives is a warm-up period. Has to be tested, or has been tested for 2 minutes. So, break in. They do say, please, please, please don't break into anyone's layout room to steal their RS-11. Just buy more for yourself. But this isn't just about that kind of break-in. So, like I said, they do like to keep it funny in their operating manual. It's kind of great. So, they do give you a warning on this locomotive to not lift it by the long hood, because it does have a tendency to pop off. So they tell you to pick it up by the fuel tank instead, which is nice. It was really nice to know, because obviously, if you pick it up by the long hood, your model would break. They give you some They give you something to how to remove the shell and all that in case you need to. They have an operating DC silent mode, which you just buy a DCC ready version at that point. You can also have it run on DC sound. On DC for sound, essentially. So there's more of the functions. So F9, what F9 does is the full throttle mode, and what it allows you to do is it allows you to turn on drive hold, which allows the locomotive to. You can have it at you can have it at a given RPM, at an engine RPM, or in the railroad term it's called notch, and the locomotive will then coast, essentially. You can hear it revving up, which sounds cool. So, you can also do custom sound settings. So the horn on 2905, which is this one right here, I have the Leslie RS-5TRF horn on it. You can also put a Hancock whistle on it, a Nathan M3H, or a Nathan P3, which is the default. The bells are a steel bell number 1, a brass bell, and a steel bell number 2. The steel bell number 1 is obviously the default. And you can also mess with these sound volume settings. Now, obviously, these come out of the box a little quiet, but you can mess with the sound settings if you need to. They do give you a very important warning to when you're messing with sounds, and that's to change some certain CVs around so that you don't screw up the unit. The factory reset is nice. On your RS-11, you can perform a factory reset by entering a value of 8 into CV8. Note that this will cause all your new volume and motor settings to be lost, so you will need to reprogram any settings that you want to keep. What do you mean you didn't take any notes? We just told you to take notes. You're out of the band. So, like I said, some more fun Easter eggs coming out of Rapido. It's they're kind of nice. And you can do awesome slow speed thingy. So So, yeah, it's really kind of fun. Limited 5-year-ish warranty. I love Rapido for this. This is great. This is awesome. Thank you, Rapido. You're gonna make me start laughing here in my review. I'm not gonna be able to keep a straight face from this. So, well done to Rapido for putting together a well-made locomotive. Really, honestly, well done. And really, these engines are actually pretty heavy for what they are. They weigh quite a bit. I do believe James Wright put them on a scale. I'm not entirely certain. So if you want to see his review of these engines, please by all means go see his video. His video is great. His video is very well made. It's professionally done. This is not professionally done. This is just me. Anyway, let's listen to the sounds. That's why we're all here. We want to listen to train sounds, darn it. So I'm going to go ahead and start up 5725, which is the Black Widow. So here's a standard horn, the default horn on all RS-11s. Well, on the model RS-11. When it finishes starting up. You done? Okay, good. We'll go ahead and start up 2905. I love that, I love that Leslie. It's such a great sounding horn. I might even change the 5725 to that horn too. So, as you can tell, these engines are not very loud to begin with. I mean, on a smaller layout where the basement's not as open like mine, they might be a little bit louder. But in this basement, they are quite quiet. They're pretty quiet. So, I'm gonna have to do some CV adjusting to make them just a little bit louder. Not much, just a hair. Anyway, now let's move on to the details of some of these two locomotives. I've got to say, I am very impressed with these. However, probably my only complaint is when I got this one straight out of the box, this grate on this side was broken off, so I did a little bit of gluing on it, so you can kind of see the glue. It's hard to see it. I mean, it's not really hard to see it. You can definitely see it in the camera. But if I didn't point it out to you, you probably would have never known. So, and I may have gotten a little bit too much glue on it, but other than that, it's not a bad fix. So, the other thing is really cool is check this out. Come on. Might need a smaller screwdriver. I'll use my thumb. How cool is that? That's just awesome. You can't do that on other engines. Only on the Rapido. And then it just folds back up. That's the coolest. That's awesome. So, and now all their handrails are pretty thin. They're kind of like Athearn, but they don't bend easy. I mean, they do bend easy when you're in the middle here, but they got a hard time bending when they're over here, as they should. But also they're probably supposed to bend just a little bit so you can so you don't break the model. So that's another pretty cool feature on those. So I'm going to put these locomotives, I'll put one of these locomotives on a set of rollers, so you can kind of see, so we can kind of go through the full throttle all the way to 100 and then back down so you can hear it. So let me get that done and we'll do it. Okay, so now that I got it on the rollers, let's go ahead and go full throttle. Took a while to really build up the speed, but I think there is full throttle. Let me go back down to 0. It's been on 0 for quite a while now, so it's still rolling. So there it came to a full stop. So it's got quite a bit of momentum to it. This would probably do a few laps. The layout from going full speed to 0 would probably do at least probably a whole lap to come to a stop. So it's really kind of cool. I do like the momentum. It's cool. It's fun. It's something different. And frankly, these are brass-like quality locomotives. I'm very well done from Rapido. I'm thinking I might get a few more of these, or just a few more Rapido engines, just because they're cool, as long as they're American road. So I'm pretty happy with these. These are some great models. So with that, I'll get ready to do a pull test with them. So give me a bit. Okay, so now we have the train hooked on and we have them consisted together, so let's go ahead and pull the train out. Just struggling a bit with switches, that's all. Alright, guys. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you until the next time. Sensation signing off.